Jerry Springer has died at age 79. He was the former mayor of Cincinnati, but he'll be most remembered for his long-running television show, which ran from 1991 to 2018. Now, Jerry Springer wasn't a villainous figure. He was an afternoon TV host, but he pioneered a genre of shock television that endures to this day and could argue has spread broadly into the culture. When Jerry Springer took to the air in 1991 and he put the people that he put on television, it was genuinely shocking and deeply controversial. I laughed about that as I thought about Donald Trump's rape trial. The 45th president of the United States of America is on trial for rape this week and has already been admonished by the judge in that case for threatening the victim, E. Jean Carroll, who alleges that Donald Trump raped her in a shopping department dressing room. Now, Donald Trump has lied to the American people over the course of his presidency more than 30,000 times. He's a credibly alleged sexual predator and has spoken quite clearly about his depravities, including his visits to the dressing rooms of teenage beauty contestants. Also this week, Tucker Carlson was fired at Fox News from the 8 o'clock hour, where he helmed the most popular news program on cable news. Now, it isn't really a news program. It was more like propaganda and misinformation. But whatever it was, it had the largest audience among all of the quote-unquote news networks. And Tucker Carlson, amongst all the hosts on those networks, had an international stardom resulting from the fact that what he said in America was often replayed on Kremlin state TV in Russia, supporting the Russian war effort in Ukraine. Now Tucker Carlson is gone. Tucker Carlson took to the air to say goodbye to his fans with the promise that he'll be back soon. He was clad in a suit and tie in a wood-paneled room. Before Tucker Carlson started talking about how nice people are, it bears remembering he is one of America's most prolific liars. And in the history of electronic media, meaning radio and television, there have been few demagogues that have been his equal. The affable, mop-haired, bow-tie-wearing, prep school wonderkind of the Weekly Standard became America's leading fascist spokesperson, seeking to undermine fundamentally America's democracy, to trash the rule of law. But mostly, he's a cynical person. He knows who won the election, but he's willing to say anything for his $20 million a year. Tucker Carlson became a star, and the fame infected his head, his judgment. It impaired it. He believed, like Trump, that he could do whatever he wanted to do. He believed that he ran Fox News as opposed to an 8 o'clock hour. Now Rupert Murdoch has reset the table, making clear to everybody who's in charge, and he will be until his last bitter dying breath. Now, Fox News is not suddenly redeemed because Tucker Carlson is gone. Fox News is implicated and indicted by Tucker Carlson's craven dishonesty, his extremism, his racism, his peddling of the most noxious theories in world history, like replacement theory, that were at the center of Nazi ideology that killed, in the end, almost 80 million people around the world. Now, Tucker Carlson has promised to be back, and there's no doubt watching his video that he feels that he's been martyred, and that will be the central spine of his message of redemption and comeback in the weeks and months ahead, as he seeks to peddle for profit his poison, his lies, his division, his disunion. But it is unlikely he will ever hold quite the perch he did with that Fox 8 o'clock hour. Now, what will Rupert Murdoch do about Maria Bartiromo? What will he do about the other Fox News, quote unquote, laughably so journalists who lied and lied to their audience, abused them, and helped turn them into vassals of a wannabe autocrat? It is the most corrupt public company in modern American life, with the possible exception of its peer, the Sackler Corporation, Purdue Pharma. Now, the Murdoch family has done tremendous damage because what they have done is sucked out faith and belief in the efficacy of American democracy for millions of American people by allowing these depraved liars to go on the air. What Tucker Carlson is trying to tear down is the greatest experiment in human history. Is it imperfect? It certainly is. But this notion that all of the peoples of the world can live together in relative harmony, where they can prosper, pursue happiness in liberty and freedom, is one worth preserving. It is the birthright of our children and will be of their children. But Tucker Carlson was a player in a corrupt conspiracy to maintain power illegitimately by a defeated American president. He hated that man. He said so directly, but he wanted the money. But now the money's gone, though he'll be paid out on his contract. His perch is gone, and soon there'll be a new king of Fox News. In the end, whomever it will be another liar for profit. That much is for sure. The American people deserve better than to be lied at nonstop by Rupert Murdoch's lie machine. Now, that won't stop, but Tucker Carlson won't be doing it anymore, and that's a good thing. When we look at this week in American life, it shows how rocky the institutions the American people used to admire and look up to are. They've lost trust. They've lost credibility, and the American people have lost faith in them. That's a strategic problem at a dangerous hour where we face a rising threat internationally from China and Russia, but also internally from a mob faction that seeks to tear down American democracy and hold political power or else.